Hello everyone, I am Dr. Madhura, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Mathematics at Sai Vidya Institute of Technology, Yelahanka, Bengaluru. Today, I'll be teaching a topic in the course Discrete Mathematical Structures. Subject code 18CS36. So we will be learning a topic in module 2, that is the properties of integers. Topic name is mathematical induction. Let us first see the method of mathematical induction. Suppose we wish to prove that certain statement S of n is true for all n greater than or equal to 1. Then the method of proving this is called the method of mathematical induction. And while working the method of mathematical induction, there are two steps to follow. First step is the basic step. In basic step, we verify that S of n is true for n is equal to 1. And in induction step, we assume that S of k is true where k is greater than or equal to 1. And we prove that S of k plus 1 is true. So for any expression wherein S of k, the statement S of k is true, with the condition that k greater than or equal to 1, we will be as well proving the result for k plus 1. That's under induction step. We note the following point. Sometimes it is required to prove a statement S of n for n greater than or equal to n naught. So the value of n naught need not be 1 always. It might take some other integer value where n naught is an integer. So in such situation, verifying S of n naught is true is the basic step. And in the induction step, we take k greater than or equal to n naught. So while defining the definition of mathematical induction, we saw that in general, n will be greater than or equal to 1. If so, we follow the basic step and the induction step as indicated. Sometimes we need to prove the resultant for n greater than or equal to n naught, where n naught is some integer. In such situation, we will be considering S of n naught to be proved as true as the basic step. And in induction step, we will be taking k greater than or equal to n naught. So this is the overall gist of the mathematical induction. So let's see problems on mathematical induction. First question. Prove by mathematical induction that a series 1 square plus 3 square plus 5 square etc. up to 2n minus 1 whole square is equal to 1/3 of n into 2n minus 1 into 2n plus 1 for all n greater than or equal to 1. So in the left hand part, we are taking the sum of the squares of the odd integers. We need to prove that sum of the squares of the odd integers is equal to n divided by 3 into 2n minus 1 into 2n plus 1. And we need to prove this result for all n greater than or equal to 1. So let's see the solution. Firstly, let us assume the given statement as S of n. So we have just assumed the given statement, the requirement to be proved as the statement S of n. Basic step. In basic step, we need to prove the resultant for n is equal to 1, which is the least value that n is taking in this particular question. So we'll be proving the resultant with n is equal to 1. So we prove the result for S of 1. So left hand part, when we take n is equal to 1, we will just remain with 1 square. And the right hand part, taking n is equal to 1, it becomes 1 into this 2n minus 1, taking n equal to 1 also becomes 1, and 2n plus 1 becomes 3 when n is 1. Simplifying this, we see that left hand square is 1 square, which is 1 itself, and the right hand part after simplification is also 1. So 1 equal to 1 is a true statement. So we have proved the basic step. Therefore, S of 1 is true. Now in induction step, we assume that S of k is true for all k greater than or equal to 1. So instead of the given statement with n, we will assume the statement is true for n is equal to k. And k takes the value greater than or equal to 1. That is the statement 1 square plus 3 square plus 5 square etc. up to 2k minus 1 whole square is equal to 1/3 of k into 2k minus 1 into 2k plus 1 for all k greater than or equal to 1 is true. This is our assumption. Let us denote this as equation 1. Now to prove that, the series 1 square, 3 square plus 5 square etc. up to 2k plus 1 whole square is equal to 1/3 of k plus 1 into 2k plus 1 into 2k plus 3. So how did we get this expression in the right hand part is replacing k by k plus 1 in equation 1, we will be able to get this. So how we will get to know what is to be proved is by replacing k by k plus 1 in the statement S of k. That is equation 1. So we need to prove this expression is true. So in order to prove this, observing the requirement, let us add 2k plus 1 whole square on both sides of equation 1. So according to our requirement, we are doing this. We need the last term of the series in the left hand part as 2k plus 1 whole square. So we will be adding 2k plus 1 whole square on both sides to equation 1. So doing that, we will be getting the expression in the left hand part, which is our requirement. Right hand side, we already had 1/3 of k into 2k minus 1 into 2k plus 1. Now we are adding 2k plus 1 whole square. So adding this expression on both sides will not change the previous step. Now let us simplify this by taking 2k plus 1 common. The simplified expression is this. Simplifying this expression in the big bracket, we will obtain a quadratic equation 2k square plus 5k plus 3. Factorizing this, we will be obtaining k plus 1 into 2k plus 3. So we obtain the resultant as 2k plus 1 into k plus 1 into 2k plus 3, the whole divided by 3. So we observe that this is our requirement, what was to be proved. So therefore, S of k plus 1 is true whenever S of k is true for all k greater than or equal to 1. So we had started with the statement in the induction step that S of k is true for all k greater than or equal to 1, and we proved the resultant for k plus 1th term, that is S of k plus 1. So this proves the induction step. Thus, by mathematical induction, S of n is true for all n greater than or equal to 1. So both basic step and the induction step together proves us the required resultant for mathematical induction. Now let us see another problem on mathematical induction. Prove by mathematical induction that For every positive integer n, phi divides n power phi minus n. So we need to prove this resultant for all n greater than or equal to 1. Defaultly, it will be taken as n greater than or equal to 1. If it is mentioned, fine, else we will be assuming it by default. Let's see the solution part. Firstly, let us assume S of n is the statement that phi divides n power phi minus n. Now proving the basic step, S of 1 says that phi divides 1 power phi minus 1, which is equal to 0. 1 power phi is 1, 1 minus 1 equal to 0, which is true. So phi divides 0 is true. Now in the induction step, let us assume that S of k is true for all k greater than or equal to 1. So we will be assuming the induction step always that the statement replaced by n is equal to k, whatever the statement we will be having, is true always. That is S of k given by phi divides k power phi minus k for all k greater than or equal to 1 is true. This is our assumption in the induction step. This is one and the same as saying k power phi minus k is a multiple of phi. Right? Phi divides k power phi minus k is one and the same as alternately saying that it is k power phi minus k is a multiple of phi. And that can be written as k power phi minus k is equal to 5 into m. A multiple of phi can be written as 5 into m for some m belonging to set of all positive integers. Now, what is to be proved? We need to prove the resultant for statement S of k plus 1. So in order to prove the resultant is true for k plus 1th term, this is what we are supposed to prove. We need to prove phi divides k plus 1 whole power phi minus of k plus 1, which is one and the same as writing k plus 1 whole power phi minus k plus 1 minus of k plus 1 is a multiple of phi. So in this expression form, we will be always able to write down the given term. Now let us consider the requirement to the left hand part, that is k plus 1 whole power phi minus k plus 1. So we need to show that it is a multiple of phi. So this expression can be equivalently written as summation r is equal to 0 to phi cr into k power r into 1 power phi minus r using binomial expansion. So the binomial expansion in general is given by x plus y whole power n is equal to summation r is equal to 0 to n ncr x power r y power n minus r. So taking n is equal to phi, we will be able to get this expression. Minus of k plus 1 we have written as it is. We are trying to use binomial expansion just for simplification, easy purpose. So k plus 1 whole power phi can also be directly expanded. Writing it down as k plus 1 whole square into k plus 1 whole square into k plus 1. Multiplying, you can directly simplify as well. So here I have used binomial expansion, which I felt to be easy. Now let us expand the summation. In order to expand the summation, we observe that r takes the value from 0 to 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On expanding, we will be getting phi c 0 into k power 0 plus phi c 1 into k power 1 plus phi c 2 into k square, etc. up to phi c 5 into k power 5. minus of k plus 1. We have left over with minus of k plus 1 as it is. So simplifying this expression, we have 1 plus 5k plus 10k square plus 10k cube plus 5k power 4 plus k power 5 minus k minus 1. We have expanded the NCR expressions of 5C0, 5C1, 5C2, etc. Further simplifying, this can be grouped and written as k power 5 minus k together and remaining terms taking 5 common. We as well observe that plus 1 and minus 1 have got cancelled. So what is the purpose of writing like this is k power 5 minus k according to our assumption is equal to 5m. So we had already made in the induction step the assumption is true for n is equal to k, and we had k power 5 minus k is a multiple of 5. So when it is a multiple of 5, it can be written as 5 into m. Plus 5 times of the remaining expression is written as it is. So that we can again take 5 common and rewrite the expression in this manner, which helps us to understand that it is a multiple of 5. So we arrived at k plus 1 whole power 5 minus of k plus 1 is a multiple of 5. Or this is one and the same as saying 5 divides k plus 1 whole power 5 minus of k plus 1, which was our requirement in the induction step. So assuming the statement is true for n is equal to k, we need to prove the resultant for n is equal to k plus 1. That was the aim of induction step. So we have arrived at that. So both by basic step and the induction step, we conclude that S of k plus 1 is true whenever S of k is true for all k greater than or equal to 1. Hence, by mathematical induction, S of n is true for all n greater than or equal to 1. So let us see another last problem on mathematical induction. We need to prove by mathematical induction that for all positive integers n greater than or equal to 6, we need to prove 4n is less than n square minus 7. So here we observe that very firstly, n is taking the least value as 6. So it comes to the case of the point that we have noted in the beginning theory part, that whenever n is greater than or equal to n naught, we will be proving the basic step for that value of n naught given in the question. So here we'll be proving the basic step for n is equal to 6. Anyway, before all that, let us first assume the given statement as S of n. So let us assume S of n as 4n is less than n square minus 7. This is valid for all n greater than or equal to 6. Now the basic step, S of 6, as already mentioned, we need to prove for n is equal to the least value. Here it is 6. So we are proving it for S of 6. So 4 into 6 in the left hand part is less than, taking n is equal to 6 in the right hand part, 6 square minus 7. On simplifying, we are getting 24 is less than 29, which is a true statement. Right? 24 is obviously a lesser value compared to 29. Therefore, S of 6 is true. So we have proved the basic step for n is equal to n naught, that is 6 here. Coming on to induction step, let us assume that S of k is true for all k greater than or equal to 6. That is 4k is less than k square minus 7 for all k greater than or equal to 6. The given question was in terms of n. We have replaced n by k and writing down the statement S of k in the induction step. So it becomes 4k less than k square minus 7. And this is true for all k greater than or equal to 6. This is our assumption. Then what is to be proved? We need to prove the resultant is true for k plus 1th term. So that is S of k plus 1, which is given by 4 times of k plus 1 is less than k plus 1 the whole square minus 7. So just by replacing k by k plus 1 from the assumption to be proved, just by replacing k by k plus 1, we are able to predict this. So we need to prove that S of k plus 1 is true. So what does this actually simplifies to? 4 times of k plus 1 is 4k plus 4. And the right hand side, k plus 1 the whole square minus 7. On expansion, we obtain k square plus 2k plus 1 minus 7. Now to prove this, that the statement S of k plus 1 is true, let us consider the assumption that we did in the induction step, that is 4k is less than k square minus 7. Now looking into the requirement, our requirement is 4k plus 4 in the left hand part. We already have 4k, so we'll be adding 4 on both sides. So when we add 4 on both sides, the left hand part becomes our requirement, which is 4k plus 4. So adding 4 on both sides, we have 4k plus 4 is less than k square minus 7 plus 4. Let us not try to add up these expressions. That is minus 7 and plus 4. Let us not add up them. We'll keep it as it is for convenient. I'll let you know soon why it is so. So 4k plus 4 is less than k square minus 7 plus, in place of 4, I am able to write down that it is 2k plus 1. Which means to say that 4 is less than 2k plus 1. So let's see how is it. It is because that k value starts from 6. So we have k greater than or equal to 6 as our condition. So obviously when I multiply by 2 on both sides, it is 2k greater than or equal to 12. Adding 1 on both sides, 2k plus 1 will be greater than or equal to 13. We already have 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. 13 is an integer, obviously greater than 4. We'll be able to write down that 13 is an integer greater than 4, no? So we conclude that 2k plus 1 is greater than 4. So I wanted to introduce that expression 2k plus 1 over here. So that was the reason we did not simplify minus 7 plus 4 in this step. So we retain that minus 7 as it is, and we wrote the expression that 4 is less than 2k plus 1. Now again, why my target was only 2k plus 1 is, I need to have the expression that 4 times of k plus 1 is less than k square plus 2k plus 1 minus 7, which was our requirement, what we already saw to be proved. So k square plus 2k plus 1 minus 7 we have obtained, and thus we'll be able to write it down as 4 times of k plus 1 is less than k plus 1 the whole square minus 7. Therefore, S of k plus 1 is true whenever S of k is true. So we started with the expression S of k is true, and we have arrived at the statement is true for k plus 1th term as well. And this is valid for all k greater than or equal to 6. So we have proved both the basic step and the induction step. Hence, we will be able to conclude by mathematical induction that S of n, the given statement, is true for all n greater than or equal to 6. Hope you have followed these problems on mathematical induction. Hope they were simple and understandable. For practice purpose, I have given just some questions. You can just try to work out these, which will give you more idea on mathematical induction. Thank you.